entertaining universe. I'm not saying that this thing that I'm about to talk about is real or not real. It's up for your own interpretation. It could be just a figment of our imaginations. It could be a fictitious story that's been told through centuries and centuries of individuals. It could not exist at all. There's just so many questions about this entity. I don't know if you want to call him an entity or her an entity or however you want to look at it. But does the boogeyman exist? And if the boogeyman does exist, is he just part of what our imagination entails, that he looks like some creepy old man or creepy man of some sort? And if he is real, like, why does he exist? What's his purpose? Is it to scare us? Is it to kill us? Is it to terrify us? I don't know all the answers to every single thing. I've said that time and time again on the channel. But there are certain answers that I do know. And none of the answers have anything to do with the boogeyman, but I'm just saying, does he exist? Because I know movies are, not real unless it says based on a true story. Does he exist? I mean, I'm not saying just because some movies that I've watched or some TV shows I've watched or, stories of people seeing the boogeyman or things of that doesn't necessarily mean that it's real. It could just be a figment of our imagination, like I mentioned earlier. But what if he did exist? What's his sole purpose? Is it to scare us? Is it to terrify us? Is it to kill someone? What is it? And I'm not saying you have to believe in the boogeyman. I don't. I'm just saying there's just been so many different variations of what the boogeyman could be or should be or anything like that. And I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying it's real. But do your research. Maybe there is something to it. Maybe he does exist. Or maybe he doesn't. Like I said, I don't know 100% if he exists or if he doesn't. There's been so many different stories told about the boogeyman. Whether it's this old man or whether it's a man that tries to terrify you or, things of that nature, like Slender Man could be considered a version of the boogeyman, even though technically he's not real. John Wick, who's played by Keanu Reeves, they call him the boogeyman. Now, I'm not saying there's, hard evidence or facts to back up anything that's been put in movies or put in stories online or put in stories in books about the boogeyman. Maybe he does exist. I'm not saying I could go either way. I'm not saying I believe in the stories. I'm not saying I believe in, what I've heard or read or things of that nature. I'm just saying maybe do some research. Maybe the stories aren't as crazy as people lead on about the boogeyman, or even if it's a boogie woman, or it's non-binary or whatever. It just do some fact checking. It's not like it's the end of the world to learn more if he does exist. I'm not saying he does, but if he does or she does, do research into it. I'm not going to say I'm going to do my own research into it because, I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't know what's real and what's fake anymore. Because there's so many different, stories about him or her, however you want to look at it, that could have a small sliver of truth to it, but not like a huge truth to it. Just a tiny little itty bitty sliver of truth to it. Because, they've talked about him over the last 300, 400 years that I've seen and heard and read and, all the stuff that goes on in the world. Could he exist? Does he exist? What's his purpose? If he is real? I don't know how to answer that. I mean, it's like anything else in this world that we don't know everything about. Like, I'm not saying vampires are real or ghosts or ghouls or or werewolves or anything like that. But what if there were? How would we answer those types of questions? How would we know for certain that they don't exist? And they're just fictitious creatures. They're just fictitious figments of our imagination. That's what I want to know. And you may think I'm crazy. You may think I'm delusional. You may think that other individuals out there who believe in that stuff are crazy and delusional and insane. But maybe they aren't. I don't think anyone's crazy. I don't think anyone's insane unless they hear voices in their head. Then maybe they're, a little off kilter, but not, where I would call them crazy or insane or something like that. I'm just saying, look at the Amityville horror situation with William Dafoe. Did he hear voices? Did he hear ghostly voices or demonic voices that made him kill his family? Or was it something completely else that we don't know about? Just think about it. Think about all of the things that I talked about in this vlog, whether it was the boogeyman, vampires, werewolves, ghosts, ghouls, whatever, anything that you may see that individuals may seem to believe in, maybe they're not so far-fetched as we might think. I'm not saying I believe in any of those things. I'm not saying you should either. But maybe, just maybe, they exist. Or they did exist at some point in history. Just like witchcraft, did it happen or did it not happen? That's up for interpretation. Anyways, I'm going to get off this topic now and just go ahead and wish a happy birthday to one individual today. And that is Lincoln Tomlinson. I want to wish him a happy 30th birthday today, because it is his 30th birthday. And by the way, tomorrow we're going to have another piece of information about an individual that I will talk more about in tomorrow's vlog, and that's going to be the whole vlog tomorrow. And then in a couple of days after that, we're going to be doing the Ask Eric on YouTube. I'll be taking my questions from Instagram. I'll be taking my questions from YouTube. And we'll see what... because that's going to be year 10 on YouTube. And with that being said, I will see you all tomorrow with a brand spanking new vlog. And ciao. Bye-bye.